morning. Oh yes, sir. It's a beautiful day. And at any time of the day, I'm ready to randomly relate. First rants no hate. Alright, look. There's a video of Mike Tyson and he's hitting the mitts. Okay. Short little clip, nothing long. And he's hitting the mitts. And you know, we all of us that grew up watching Mike fight, we know the destroyer that he once was. You know, we know that Mike, you know, he had some of the most devastating knockouts, you know, in boxing, period. Okay? He was fast, he had speed, he had movement, hand speed, foot speed. You know, he knew how to get under punches. Mike could out jab guys that had a longer reach than him. Okay. Now, the point that I want to make in his comeback, okay, nothing Mike said. This is the fans talking, hyping Mike up. I'm hearing that Mike was planning to come back to do an exhibition. Okay. Now, Mike didn't have really great opponents, man. People like Razor Ruddock, he wasn't a great fighter, man. Razor Ruddock was mediocre. He could punch. A little on the slow side. He threw one punch at a time. He didn't throw combinations. You know, like I said, he could punch with either hand. No real boxing skills. He was mediocre with that. He basically was tough more than anything. Razor was decent at best. Okay. A lot of these guys that Mike fought, what made Mike stand out the way he did is the way he destroyed these guys. Okay. But you can't take credit from Mike and say, oh, but Mike, you know, you can't take credit from any fighter and say, oh, they're not fighting anybody, when you're fighting what's out there. Okay. And at the same time, every fighter has a point in his career where he's not fighting like every single fighter that, and like we sit there and carried away and start just thinking of this fighter. Like basically, these guys shouldn't box each other. They should all just wait in line for the champ. Let the champ just go through everybody. Like, it's not realistic. It doesn't happen that way. Okay? Somewhere in Mike's career, he never got to fight Michael Moorer, which I think he would have knocked Michael Moorer out, but the fight never happened. He never fought Riddick Bowe. I mean, you know, Riddick Bowe was a bad boy. You know, bottom line, he didn't fight Riddick Bowe. He wound up fighting Lewis and he fought Holyfield. Now, for the Mike Tyson, the hardcore fans, they say, oh, but Mike was old then. What you mean Mike was fucking old then? Mike is 4 fucking years younger than Lewis and 2 years younger than Holyfield. I think he's 2 years younger than, he's younger than Lennox Lewis and Holyfield, okay? Mike Tyson, let's be realistic, okay? As ferocious as he was, he still lost fights, okay? Mike's last fight, he was 38. Okay, Mike was getting knocked out by journeymen. Okay, by journeymen. And at the end of his last fight, he says, you know, I'm going to retire from boxing. I'm not going to, you know, continue to disgrace the sport. No disrespect, but losing to fighters of this caliber, you know, I'm just doing it for the money. I don't have a heart for this anymore. Mike was 38. You think that because he looked good hitting mitts, and people say this every time before Mike would have a comeback fight. Yo, Mike look good. Mike look good. Yo, Mike, I'm telling you, boy, I hate to be the person Mike about to fight now. Mike look good. I hear the same thing every single time that he go in there and he get knocked out. Okay? After he lost to Holyfield, he had a couple more wins. He you know, both times. He had a couple more wins after the Holyfield fight. Then he found himself back into the Lewis fight. Remember, I'm the conqueror. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm this, I'm that. I want to eat his heart. I want to eat his kids. All that shit. And then Lewis knocked him out. And then after that, he had, I think he won one more fight or something like that. And then he got crushed by journeyman after that. Okay? At 53 years old, you guys see a clip. Okay, it's only like 20 seconds or something like that. It's just a short clip. You don't see him in the gym actually getting the workout in. You don't see him sparring. You don't see any of that. It's one thing to still have great form. Hell, Sugar Ray Leonard is 60 something years old, 60, whatever, 63, 64. Sugar Ray can get the rope. He can get those ropes and still look good on the ropes. You think Sugar Ray can jump back in? Remember what happened to him at 40 when he came back before Hector Camacho? And people are saying, yeah, but that's different because Mike got that power, man. Mike, all you got to do is land one shot. I doubt very seriously Mike Tyson is going to go into a fight with anybody expecting to get lucky and land a lucky shot. Mike smoked hella weed, okay? If you watch his show, Hot Boxing, Mike is smoking weed every single show. And you think at 53, he's just going to get his mojo back, jump in the ring, and he's 20 again all of a sudden. Bullshit. As limited as Deontay Wilder is, Mike just might be able to crack him and knock him out, man, because Wilder is, I mean, all right, all jokes aside, as limited as Wilder is, he knocked Mike Tyson out at this stage, man. You guys are being fucking delusional when you're sitting there talking about Mike Tyson. If Mike Tyson had left, Mike didn't leave on top of the sport. He left losing to Journeyman in his late 30s. So you think at 53, Mike's just going to come back. You think so little of these heavyweights now that you think Mike could just go in there and run through them. And I'm reading comments on different channels, and people are just, oh man, Mike Tyson had these guys shitting their pants. If Mike came back, Mike would destroy all these guys, all of them, first round knockouts. He killed them. Bullshit. Now, the point of even being able to land a lucky shot, it's possible. Do I actually think it will happen? No. No. I really don't. I don't. So now, all of a sudden, Anthony Joshua ain't shit. Tyson Fury ain't shit. Joseph Parker ain't shit. Dylan White, Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce. Yeah, all these guys ain't shit, basically. Because I don't give a shit who you are. At 53 years old, for you to come back, and for people to think you can just come back in here and just knock these guys out, you think very little of these heavyweights. So if you guys are truly even boxing fans, fuck fans of a fighter, of boxing fans, you would use your common sense and think. First off, this man is 53 years old, and it really makes the sport of boxing look bad. If a 53-year-old man can even come back and beat these guys, any of them, when he couldn't even beat Journeyman in his late 30s. And you guys are saying Mike is going to do, man, Mike will do this. People are asking questions, who should Mike fight when he come? What the fuck do you mean, who should he fight? If he's going to do an exhibition, because this is what I didn't hear anything from Mike Tyson. I saw on YouTube that Mike Tyson is supposed to do, coming back, training, to come back to do an exhibition. Okay? Now, if he's going to come back, let's say him and Holyfield, who's 4 years older than him, so he's 53. So, okay. Holyfield's 57 now. That would make more sense to see him fight somebody in his age group. But do you really fucking want to see? Just to say, we already saw that song and dance. Twice. And he bit his fucking ear off. I mean, we saw that already. Do you really want to see a 53-year-old and a 57-year-old? Okay? Do you really want to see that shit? Do you really want to see Mike come back against some journeyman, and when I say journeyman, I'm talking some guy that's probably like 8 wins and like 29 losses or some shit. Do you really want to see this shit? Now, just the sake of seeing Mike come back, just to see what he still has in the tank, the worst thing that I could see happening is if Mike came back and let's say he looked phenomenal against this nobody. Now they offer Mike some sick amount of money because they like, well, yo, we could imagine Anthony Joshua versus, Tyson or whatever. I mean, let's look at this. I don't see that happening. And I don't see the fucking intrigue, to be honest with you. I don't see it. I think when you step aside of all of the fucking fanboy shit, you really use your common sense, you think, who the fuck really is going to put up big money to see that shit? Mike got to get in shape. It's one thing to throw, punches at mitts and look phenomenal. What happens when shit is coming back at you? You get cracked in your face, right? Like Mike said, everybody has a plan till they get punched in their face. Exactly. So what happens when this 53-year-old man is looking phenomenal in the mitts? Now he get in the ring and all of a sudden these big dudes is pounding him upside his head and he can't take the shots. What happens now? You guys, like, some people are so delusional. You always say people you don't know shit about boxing. You motherfuckers, myself or nobody is the begin all end all of boxing. Okay, we can know our shit, we can know some things, but you gotta use your common fucking sense, man. Everybody, Mike look good. Mike look, Mike look. The fuck? I seen the clip, man. I seen the fucking clip. You wanna know what somebody can do? You can have a guy that have 10 wins and 50 losses, right? And let's say in his 10 wins, all 10 of his fights was knockouts. You can take those 10 fights and make a little highlight reel and make that guy like a monster. Damn, this dude knocking everybody out. But you leave out, okay, the 50 fights that he lost. So going by this highlight, oh yeah, he looked good. Okay, so what I'm saying, just looking at that clip, people are just jumping conclusions, and all of a sudden, like I said, they like Mike Tyson is 20 all over again. No. Yeah, he looks solid, throwing the punches. He still got his form. It's not hard to keep your form. It's different when, like I said, when you got shots coming back at you and you got to move, you start getting tired, and all of a sudden, man, this is not going the way I thought it was going to go. You're getting hit. You got to, come back and get that reserve to keep fighting. I mean, it doesn't get any easier, man. When you spar, anybody who spars still spars, and you have what what it feels like when you in there and you got to, you know what I'm saying? The challenge is there. But that's really for people that constantly stay in shape. And even when you get back in the gym to get in fight shape, sparring is tough, man. Alone. Sparring is really, to me, tougher than the actual fight. Remember, Sugar Ray Leonard got knocked out by his sparring partner before the Hagler fight. And he said that, I'm glad that it happened. See, because in sparring is where you want to get all the kinks out. They said because he was going to go in there and brawl with Marvin Hagler. He was going to go in there and go toe-to-toe. You think he learned his lesson from what he did with Duran, right, in the first fight. But he said because he got knocked out by a sparring partner, he like, well, you can't beat him. How you going to beat Marvin? So his whole team is thinking, damn, Ray, you think you bit off more than you could chew. And he said because of that made him decide, you know what? I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stick and move and do what I have to do that Ray Leonard thing that way. And that's what he did. Mike Tyson only knows how to fight one way, and that's coming forward and trying to take your head off. To be honest with you, man, as limited as Deontay is, at 53 years old, Deontay, the range is just too long, man. Too long. And I know damn well with all that weed that Mike smoked, his conditioning is not going to allow him to just go 12 fucking rounds with it. You guys, you use your imagination too much. That's what happened. You watching this guy throw punches. You watching Mike, hit the mitts, and then you're using your imagination. You're putting him in the ring with somebody. But then when you do that, also you're imagining how he used to destroy people. Mike didn't end his career the way he wanted to, and I'm pretty sure his fans, it didn't end the way his fans wanted to see it end. If Mike would have left at 53 if he'd have left at 38 on top of the sport, okay, I still at 53 wouldn't want to see that shit and wouldn't believe it. Lennox Lewis, his last fight against Klitschko, which I really thought Klitschko pulled that shit off him. I thought Klitschko won, but it was a war. It was a great fight. It wasn't like people like, oh, Lewis got his ass kicked. Yeah, well, you know what? He got his ass kicked and he was kicking Klitschko's ass too. But I thought Klitschko was winning that fight. It got stopped on the cut. Hey, well, it's part of the game. So Lewis won. I'm not saying Lewis got cheated. I mean, Klitschko got cheated. I'm saying I had. Let me rephrase that. Klitschko was winning the fight, in my opinion. He was winning the fight, but that's all a part of it. So people say, "Oh man, if it wasn't for the cut, well, he didn't come to the ring bleeding." Lewis chopped him up. That's what happened. Lewis touched his face up, and okay. So it was a great fight, and James Toney was behind on all cards against Michael Nunn. Got knocked out in the 11th round. So I mean, it happens. It happens. There was no robbery, but I'm saying I had Klitschko ahead on points. I had it. I don't know what the judges had, but I had Klitschko winning. Okay, and I think they had him ahead, so I'm not sure. But anyway, and he did what he had to do. They stopped it. Fights get stopped on cuts. You get TKOs, you get KOs. You win by unanimous decision, majority, split, whatever, okay? At the end of the day, I don't think Lennox Lewis can come back and do the same thing that he did there. None of them can. You guys, for some reason, you keep putting Mike on the pedestal to the point where, you know, if he went there, got brain damage, or something happened, he really got hurt, then you guys would be, you know, just like we saw what happened to Adonis Stevenson some months ago. Oh, our prayers go out to Adonis Stevenson. Yeah, man, you know, yeah, these things happen. It's sad. It's, you know, Zab Judah. You understand what I'm saying? You know, nobody wants to see Mike get hurt. You don't want to see any fighter really get hurt, man. Mike Tyson had a great career. He did what he did. The show was over, man. I mean, you know, I didn't even hear Mike Tyson say anything. I just been hearing different media outlets say it. Just like with Floyd. Floyd gets back in, oh, Floyd's coming back. Floyd is going to do this. And Floyd, yo, he should fight Pacquiao again. And Floyd, I didn't hear Floyd say anything yet. All I'm hearing is media. And you know what, too? Rumors and lies start just from watching people train. If he's not coming back, why would he be training? Well, it's called staying in shape. It's called staying sharp. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm in the gym all the time, sparring, training, doing whatever. So basically, if I walk around with a shirt saying I'm going to fight Anthony Joshua, imagine somebody going, yo, I saw this guy with a shirt on that said he's going to fight Anthony Joshua. Yeah. Nobody knows me in the world. I'm not known to the world like that, but I mean, common sense, right? You think, well, man, this motherfucker full of shit. He just got that shirt on. Well, okay, so why when you see these guys in the gym, you automatically start assuming that they're coming back to fight? And the thing is with Mike, you guys not even talking about a warm-up. You know, this is what I'm saying. It's why I said you guys make it sound like he left the sport on top of the world. He left the sport years and years ago, man, and he went out with losses. He's not going to come back and dominate shit. If he comes back and do an exhibition like what I heard, you know, whatever, so be it. And it's not going to be against anybody worth a shit. Like I said, it's like a legend thing, two legends going in. I mean, I'm not really interested in it. Like, it's no big deal. It's just something to watch, man. It's like two old guys and they're just sparring. At the end of the day, Mike Tyson is not going to beat Deontay Wilder. He's not going to beat AJ. He's not going to beat any of those top guys. Mike is not fucking stupid. I don't care what he says. Mike says, give me, you know, 6 weeks of training or whatever. I'll beat Deontay. Okay. I'll put my money on Mike, a prime Mike Tyson, yeah. Not even a prime Mike Tyson, just before he started getting his ass whooped. Put it like that, okay? Just even when he was not, when Custom Model wasn't around and people were saying, oh, he's not the same, that Mike Tyson would have beat Deontay Wilder, in my opinion. But that was a long time ago. And for one, would it be fair, just for namesake, because he's Mike Tyson, that Mike could come in and just jump into a title picture? Oh, that would be huge. Why? When guys like Dylan White has been shortchanged, you know, he did turn a fight down with AJ for, you know, whatever. That was, you know, whatever. But regardless, he's been the number one, he's been the mandatory challenger for how long now? And this coronavirus situation is not helping it. But so all these guys that's been out there busting their ass, you mean to tell me because of Mike Tyson's past, Mike Tyson should be able to come back and just leapfrog over everybody and get a title shot? Even a fight with Ruiz or Dylan or somebody who's just a top. No, you're taking opportunities away from somebody else. You guys who bitched and complained about Dylan getting cheated and how boxing is fucked up, it's all about politics, are the same fucking hypocrites saying, yeah, Mike should come back and fight such and such. Why the fuck should Mike get a chance? Why, Mike? Look, your career is your career, right? It's done. So if he decided to come back and he passed the physical test to be able to do it, okay. So Mike shouldn't have to come back and work his way back. Fucking George Foreman came back and worked his ass off. And you can see him getting better and better each fight, and he was knocking everybody the fuck out. And it got to a point where, okay, now he's basically sustaining the same thing, and then he got a little bit slower, got a little bit heavier. You understand what I'm saying? But he worked for it. And that's when he was going, we want Tyson. I think it was after he knocked out Kawhi. But he, you know, that fight never happened. George Foreman didn't just walk back and say, yo, I'm going to come in here and destroy people. And his last fight, I think, was against Jimmy Young. You know, George Foreman had losses after he lost to Muhammad Ali. He had a thing where he fought 5 guys in one night, 5 meatballs in one night. and he was trying to do things. He lost to Jimmy Young. He had a back and forth with Ron Lyle. They was knocking each other down, and at the end of the day, it's like he had to come back and work his way back up, just like anybody. Mike, no different. The problem is people are such fanboys, man, that they fangirls that they just lose common sense when we start talking about certain people. Mike would have to come back and work his way up. Mike don't have, look, Foreman was in his like mid-30s, mid or late 30s when he came back. We're talking about 53. How much time you think Mike got? But some of you, that's the thing. You think Mike can just come back and make it happen all over again. He couldn't close the show in his late 30s. And we think that at 53, Mike's going to come back and all of a sudden now, oh, everybody's in trouble now. No, Mike should not come back and leapfrog over anybody that's been in here, that's in the top 10. Okay, so if you want to give him some guys that's like on the same, put it like this, people like Danny Williams, the guys that knocked him out, right? Give him someone like that, and let's see what he looks like against someone like that. No, because he might lose, right? And that's going to kill his chances of fighting. He might get lucky and knock the champ out. That irrational way of thinking that people have. Just enjoy the man's career. Understand what he did, appreciate what he did. We got to see some great fights with Mike. I don't want to see Mike lose to anybody. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not stupid. Just because you want him to win doesn't mean he's going to. At 53, Mike has nothing to prove. Mike said that he feels empty without boxing, but he also said boxing is a lonely lifestyle. And he's right. You're away from your family, you're training all the time, you gotta be isolated because you gotta keep your focus. Mike Tyson had a great career. It is what it is. But stop being delusional, man. Don't get Mike gassed up, man, and have him go in there and get himself hurt really bad, man, because you guys just can't leave well enough alone. These legends need to just understand, you know what? I had a great career, but it's over. Sugar Ray Leonard said, you think you could be anybody as a fighter, even at 62, even Mike Tyson. This is Sugar Ray saying, even at 62, I think I could beat Mike Tyson. I think I could still beat anyone. We saw what happened when he came back at 40 against Hector Camacho, right? We saw what happened when he was 34 and he got beat up badly by Terry Norris, right? We saw that. While he was still only in his 30s, still a young man. You know how when somebody is alive and they're 35 and somebody go, he's kind of old. But if you die at 35, oh my God, he was so young. See, in boxing, people make excuses for the fighters that they want to see win. Oh, he was old. He was old. How was he fucking old, man? It just beat Danny Lalonde. Hagler was 33 when he fought Leonard. Leonard was 30. So now all of a sudden, 4 years later, Leonard's an old man. No. The excuses that you make for people, and the fighters are not even. Look, Leonard said Terry Norris was very good. He gave him credit for that. But then I heard Leonard talk about how he wasn't focused on training like he was supposed to. He was doing certain things he shouldn't have. That's not Terry Norris' problem. So as a fan of a fighter, you guys love to make excuses as to why they lost. But when you don't care about the fighter, if they say anything other than I just lost, it's an excuse. Mike Tyson, again, had a great career. Mike has nothing to hang his head down about. Hey, fantasies are fantasies. And we got to learn how to separate fantasy from reality. And the reality is what Mike did back then. He was great. Mike Tyson, he has a strong impact, which is why people still even talk about Mike Tyson. It's like he's like how Michael Jordan decided he's gonna come back again. What you guys gonna say? Oh shit, LeBron in trouble now. No, this is not a prime Michael Jordan. You guys gotta get that image out your head of what they did back in the day, thinking they're gonna walk into it right now and do the same things. No, not gonna happen. Anyway, that's all I want to say on this video. Catch y'all on the next one.